so I'm not tall enough for my mirror, so. Oh. Oh,
Hello, good morning.
Landlord just comes in and paints it white.
Goes right over
Fix
it.
the sink. Good morning, BBs. It is too early.
It sure is.
Welcome to the first, best, and only morning show in existence. I'm Anthony Carboni.
And I'm Saige Ryan.
And Saige, I come bearing gifts.
Oh?
Yes.
I come bearing gifts. The creator of the GIF has died, everyone.
I come here not to praise gifts, but to bury them.
Anthony, before you get to that really quick,
Yeah.
I felt like a really bad person this week because a tweet was going around about the creator of the GIF dying. May he rest in peace. And it said, he's with Jod now.
He's with Jod now. I love it. That's perfect. I met Hello Kitty last night.
Okay. Congratulations.
First of all, I met Hello Kitty.
I recently got my Hello Kitty mouse finally in the mail.
It was a wonderful experience. After all these years, I met Hello
received many
Kitty.
photos.
But they gave me, yeah, there are photos on my Insta, but they gave me a whole bunch of Hello Kitty stuff.
Okay.
And I'm not going to use all this Hello Kitty stuff.
You told her you loved her, Anthony. Did
I know.
you lie?
I told her I loved her and that she was my queen, and then she handed me a bag of gifts and I said, "Oh, cool."
Wow. He said an avocado.
I really love bombed Hello Kitty and then left.
Thanks. Yeah.
This is Hello Kitty tea.
Okay. Hello Kitty.
Hello Kitty. This is a tiny little notepad. They gave me a tiny little
It's
notepad.
so cute.
It's the littlest. And she has a teddy bear.
God. It has a little pen attached to it.
Two keychain.
Oh my God. Oh, that one's spring Hello Kitty. She's got flowers in her hair.
Yeah, it was a special spring event. This is like cool Hello Kitty scissors.
That fucking owns. I don't know why those are in a gift bag, but that fucking owns. They're Hello Kitty safety scissors. They have a little thing they slide into. As someone,
Saige loves office supplies.
I do.
Saige and I both love office supplies.
True,
There's nothing I love more than, like, if you hand me a folder, if you're like, I got you 3 folders, I'm
Oh
like,
my God.
the things I could put into them.
Yeah, a planner.
A planner? Oh, I
A
love
good organized themed notebook.
I love to collect planners and put them into a box.
What about a notebook that tells you the kind of things you should write in it?
Ugh. We love a prompt. Little multicolored pen.
Cute. I haven't seen those since I was in middle school. Oh my God.
I think is there one more
I love
thing?
office supplies I'll never use. Same V squared.
Oh no, there's no more gifty gifts. I did get myself, though. They had this Bad Bats Mario Y2K collection
Oh shit.
that makes you look like the cover of Wipeout for the PlayStation.
Oh my God, for a second I thought it was a crop top, and I'm gonna be honest, I am a little disappointed now.
I mean,
But it's pretty good.
it is
a good
crop
shirt.
top. It is crop top time.
It is. It's crop top summer.
It's crop top summer. I've been working out. I got one ab. It's just one big ab. Is that how it's supposed to go?
Yes, it is. That's an excellent shirt,
It's
Anthony.
good, right? Look at the pile of useful things which I have bestowed upon you. I know that needs somebody said sleeveless crop top. It does need like a mesh shirt underneath it. It does look like I'm going to a rave from Hackers.
We have to do the show now.
Okay.
No,
These are
not here.
Gifts for you.
Not here. We're doing the show. Thank you. Thank you. Put it down.
I have a gift for you.
But we gotta
But
do
the
the
gift
show,
for you-
Anthony. But we have to do the show. Not here. We're doing the show here. It can't be here. We're doing the show here. Anthony. I did, we talked about the Hello Kitty restock a couple weeks ago, and I did go on and I did order the mouse, and it came with a very cute mouse pad too. Very excited about it.
Bradney says they did give you scissors.
That's what the safety scissors are for. You're so right.
You're supposed to make your own crop top. What they gave me was a DIY crop top kit.
So cool of them.
Hello Kitty gave me a DIY crop top kit.
Love that. Well, good morning, everyone. We have games news.
We have so many games news.
And genuinely, it's so many this day.
It's a lot. It's a lot. I think we probably want to jump in with the Future Games Showcase, right?
We do.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, let's just go on through here. Did either of us test an NDI? No.
Let's find out what happens together.
Oh my God, so exciting.
As a family.
I can't wait to find out that it works.
Hey.
Okay. There
this
were
one you were
so
really
many
into.
fantastic games featured.
This first
Yeah,
one?
the time I have left did look very, very interesting.
Is it gonna open for me? We'll find out.
You could just watch it on the page.
No, it wasn't letting me do that. We'll see what happens. Oh, now it's doing.
I
Now
can.
it's loading.
I'm playing it.
Okay.
I'm playing it. So this one was very interesting. Now, Games Hub here described this as a body horror adventure. And I do see that by like the floating body parts, but that's not what I picture when you say body horror.
No. Body horror is more along the lines of like an Eli Roth movie. It's
right.
like
it's a level of gore. It's a level of like human suffering that I associate with body horror. Right. I'm thinking Saw. Saw is body horror.
Saw's body horror. You know
not
what? I'm
arms
always,
floating around.
I'm always thinking about that one Eli Roth movie at the cabin where she's shaving her legs. Do you remember that? I'm not going to go any further, but that's the scene that I think of when I think of body horror.
And I don't fuck with body horror.
That's the most terrifying thing I can remember. No, it's not Cabin in the Woods. It was an Eli Roth movie. Cabin in the Woods was something. Cabin Fever. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so time I have left. I like it. Just looks psychedelic and techno horror to me.
Yeah, this just looks cool and spooky. I like the big arms. It's serving a completely different aesthetic, but yet a little bit of Little Nightmares for me.
Gun Jam.
The name is so funny to me.
This is very Raw Fury to release a game named Gun Jam.
Like straight up just calling it Gun Jam. Like that seems like the joke title that you would call it before you pick out the real name.
Yeah.
Like around the office. Gun Jam.
Gun Jam, baby.
I will say though, it does look super fucking fun.
It looks amazing.
I'm a big fan of people creating Overwatch likes because we don't play Overwatch anymore.
Nope.
We'll get into that also a little bit in a while, but
love the look of this.
The movement is serving Lucio.
Yeah, it's great. I love it. I love the whole aesthetic. I love the visual look of it, but it also looks just to be like really tight gameplay.
Yeah.
Then we have Turbo Golf Racing, which is very much a Rocket League alike.
It's
like Rocket League in What the Golf, or the Speed Golf in Super Mario Golf. It's kind of a mix of all those.
Yeah, it's very much Rocket League, but like this looks very fun.
Yeah.
I told you I recently played Rocket League mostly for the first time. And I had a really fucking good time.
Dude, Rocket League owns.
Rocket League actually owns.
There's a reason why Rocket League's been around as long as it has.
I had a lot of fun with it, so this seems like a very good time with me. It seems like it would combine the like golf with your friends itch with Rocket League. This seems like fun to multiplayer.
And it's always like, look, the only thing anybody ever wants to do when you mention golf, if you're like, how would I play golf? It's like you get in the little cart and you play polo. That's the only way I would do it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, golf seems incredibly boring. So this seems like the best way to do golf.
Yeah, this is awesome. You get to be a little turbo boost car.
Flintlock, we talked about last week when they made the initial announcement. So this is a bit more of what Flintlock looks like. And I'll tell you what it looks like is a game for Anthony's. What a good game for Anthony's, I said to myself.
Skip ahead a little bit. We mostly got an interview. I think we got a little more gameplay.
There are little clips interspersed. Not much, but little bits.
Mostly people talking about that trailer.
Yeah.
That we saw already last week. This was fascinating to me. Crime Site looks very interesting. I think this one was the new Konami game, I want to say. Yeah, it is.
It's
a Konami Sherlock Holmes game.
It's a future Sherlock Holmes and an AI Moriarty.
But like
in a persona style world, and it's social deduction.
And everybody's hot.
So one of you in the VR game is a murderer.
I'm fascinated by how many game genres this combined.
Yeah.
It really feels like we let an AI play every video game.
Mm-hmm.
And then it made a video game and this is it. And I'm not mad at that. That's not an insult to it. I think this is very interesting.
It's Clue, but the victim gets to play as well.
Right.
Which is fascinating to me.
Like, you know, which serves a little bit of Among Us.
It's an interesting take on the social deduction. I'm not the biggest social deduction guy.
Same.
But this does look like it's a more board gamey take, which makes me more likely to play.
Agreed. I find this to be the most fascinating take on social deduction of the things I've played so far. I think this is definitely interesting. V Squared did ask an important Konami question and said, do you think they remember to grab the domain?
No, absolutely not.
You try crimesite.com? Just give it a go.
Yeah, there's absolutely nobody at crimesite.com. Yeah, affordable hosting. Yeah.
Perfect. Roll that intro.
Yeah, they did not look. Oh, but there's a.
Don't play the video on that.
There's a video.
No, don't play that video.
It's some sort of video.
Read the title, Anthony.
Mint Snuff Beavers. Quit chewing tobacco by chewing on mint leaves. I can't believe.
That's not going to be a video of cute beavers.
I can't believe Konami did not register crimesite.com. It's $10. Konami, I'll do it for you. Just so you won't embarrass yourself. Utterly ridiculous. Next up was
the one I was most excited for.
Oh yeah, Midnight Ghost Hunt.
There's a couple of ghost hunting things going on here, and I'm living for this. The Clue one I feel like also sat into this category, but look at this.
I mean, we can thank Phasmophobia for this.
No, but this gives me Phasmophobia meets Luigi's Mansion once you get ahead. Oh my God.
But that's what I'm saying is I love that Phasmophobia became such a huge thing that bigger studios and bigger teams are like, we got to jump on this hunting ghosts thing.
2 years later.
And it's like, yeah, okay.
But they made it beautiful too, which is something so interesting. Look at these people.
Oh, they hate it because they're ghosts. Hell yeah. Now, this is interesting because, and we'll talk about this in just another moment.
Because we do have the cinematic portion, but there is gameplay in here as well.
But there is a Ghostbusters game coming as well, a brand new one. And we are going to talk about that. So I think that's interesting. Because this definitely has those Ghostbusters vibes.
And they look relatively similar, actually.
Yeah, they're definitely Ghostbusters.
This is so beautiful.
That is definitely a legally distinct from a PKE meter. Okay.
Just got smashed, and then the ghost went into a chair.
And they did the little Luigi's Mansion spin first.
They did.
So I love this because this looks like it's going to be partially prop hunt, right?
Uh-huh.
So it looks like you're going to be hiding in objects, pretending not to be a ghost, and then taking out the ghost hunters. And now, but is this asymmetrical as well, or no?
Yes, it's asymmetrical.
Okay.
But what's very interesting, it was described as an asymmetric game. I don't know how many ghosts there are, and I don't know if you can play as the ghosts or if you're exclusively the hunters.
It feels like, why add those prop hunt mechanics if you can't be a ghost?
I mean,
I feel like maybe it's hunters.
I don't think you can. Maybe that person, that looks like you're playing as a ghost.
So yeah, it's definitely hunters versus ghosts, and it's definitely prop hunt.
So fucking cool. Look at this.
I love it.
This is the most excited I've been for just a straight up new game in a very long time, honestly. I watched this trailer last night and I was just like, oh, this is going to be my fucking jam.
Well, and I like that it's more it feels like it's going to be more team-based than fully asymmetrical.
Yeah.
Because I'm a little sleepy when it comes to asymmetrical.
Mm-hmm.
I like the idea of 2 teams, and 1 team is ghosts and 1 team is hunters.
Yeah.
Like, that makes me happier than one person is a really tough monster or ghost, because we have tons of that already.
Right. Dead by Daylight's got it.
Yeah.
They've got it as well as anyone can get it.
We got some more Death Stranding for the PC, which looks lovely. If you want to walk on moss, it's gonna happen.
Boy.
You've never walked on moss like this.
Unless you play Death Stranding.
Unless you play Death Stranding, but this is even more moss. Then we've got Demio,
now,
the live-action board game.
I've played Demio.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely had some bugs. It definitely had some quirks to it because I was playing in like the beta.
Yeah.
But it was very fun. Like I had a good time with it genuinely, but like it needed some work still for sure. So I'm hoping they've put some of that in now because it's been a good few months since I played.
There are a lot of people that are trying to put together tools like this and games like this right now. And I think it's utterly fascinating because there will be somebody who sort of like emerges as the build your campaign, play it virtually thing. Mm-hmm. And I'm wondering who it's going to be.
Yeah, so this one doesn't have as much of that ability. It's essentially a dungeon crawl.
Yeah.
And some of the things that I know about it are, one, it's very difficult.
Okay.
With like 4 people who are willing to like get into it, you're still gonna lose the first time and you're gonna have to like figure out strategies. Like, and the developers themselves were like, guys, it's a hard game.
Yeah.
And like I said, it had a couple of those like, ooh, this is weird in VR or this isn't quite like hammered out yet. But the bones were very, very there for it. And I liked doing it.
The bones.
Bones.
The bones. Dwarf Romantic was part of the showcase.
Which we've seen before.
Yeah, Dwarf Romantic's been in early access for a while. The big deal is that it's coming out of early access, and it's, it's a Euro game.
It's cute.
It's a cute little tabletop style Euro game. It's very fun. And then Alterborn. Shooty bang bang. Can you shoot to win? Probably.
This one is a horror adventure game.
The trailer is entirely cinematic, so we don't get to see much. But
it's an interesting world that it's set in.
I love the look.
Whatever these
very
like, tentacly things belong to.
Returnal says hi.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It is definitely serving Returnal. YouTube, I already watched it. You can't make me watch the 8-hour Victorious video again.
Do you know what's crazy is YouTube will simultaneously say to you, wow, an entire human lifetime of video is uploaded to YouTube every hour. And then YouTube will also say to you, can I play the same 3 videos for you over and over?
Yeah.
Would that be cool? And it's like, no, it would not.
All I watched lately is Izzy's and Quentin, and it's like, cool, do it again. And I'm like, well, no, I only watched it once.
I just did it. Like, I don't need to watch this again.
Right. Like, I don't watch their videos more than once. Next up is Sengoku Dynasty.
It's beautiful. I like anything Sengoku in the title.
Little feudal Japan.
Yeah. I don't know what sort of a game it turns out to be, but it's very lovely.
It's pretty though. It's real fucking pretty.
It's extremely pretty. We got whatever it is, I'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
We got Deliver Us Mars.
Which again is another thing we got no gameplay from.
No, but it's a sequel to Deliver Us the Moon. Mm-hmm. So, there you go.
It's like that, but Mars.
It's like that, but on Mars now. Tell
me about Deliver Us the Moon. I don't know anything about Deliver Us the Moon.
Deliver Us the Moon.
Is it like a space exploration situation?
Yeah. It's one of those. It's like a thriller here. It's like puzzle adventure thriller. It's aight.
Okay. All right.
Some people were really into it.
Noted. All right. We got Justice Sucks.
This one, I think, is adorable and fun.
I also think this is so cute.
But this is all of the robot vacuums in the house attempting to protect the house.
I'm going to play the hell out of this, and you know it. I love cartoony death animations where they become just like weird slabs of meat. This is so my fucking jam.
And it's got that, what is that game where you're death and you've got to like make people die by like tapping on certain stuff?
Oh.
It's got sort of that where like the Roomba can like tap on certain things within the electrical grid.
See, what it's serving for me is Who's Your Daddy or Zookeeper Simulator.
Yes.
It is serving both of those games where you're just trying to like find strategic ways to do silly deaths.
Death coming. Thank you. People are like, did the Roomba grab a gun? Yes, it did at one point. You duct tape a gun to your
fucking
Roomba.
Incredible. I am so excited about that. It does say it's coming this year. Another one that I will definitely be playing. They did a whole mini showcase inside the showcase for Team 17 for a bunch of fantastic games coming up.
Damn.
Yeah.
Showcases within showcases. The future game show is values.
Animation like going under. Yeah, right.
Yeah. Marauders. Okay. We've seen a little Marauders before.
Mm-hmm. I don't want to skip ahead. There's so many games in this that I feel like we'll miss things.
Gord.
Very funny name.
Witcher bathtub simulator.
Just two dudes in a bathtub.
Just two Witchers in a bathtub. Maybe they'll kiss.
Little trains.
Little trains for your dad.
Very chill, very trains. Ship of Fools, we've also seen a good amount of. Ship of Fools looks very, very fun. This was in one of the indie showcases a while back.
There was an old, like a very old, like years old indie game where it's like 4 people on a flying machine that you have to control together. And it reminds me of that. I can't remember the name of that game.
I love something I can co-op. Y'all know that. Ooh.
Hey, listen, are you a game studio if you don't have a Souls like you're working on right now? You know what I mean? Can you really call yourself a game studio if you don't have a Souls-like? I love
the name of that one, The Unliving.
The Unliving.
They only showed very little of The Unliving, but it looks cute.
I want to skip down a little bit here.
All right.
And show off. We got the final trailer for the Lego Star Wars Skywalker saga.
Okay.
Which looks so good.
Oh my god, look at Darth Maul.
Don't look down the... I love it. It's so funny.
Oh my god.
Yes! We love a Lego Grievous.
Oh my god, with all his sabers.
Look.
This is so fucking cool.
Was there... I love that you just pull the hand out of it.
The idea of all 9 films coming together, the only place that can happen is a Lego game. That's so cool. My boy!
The I Love Vader shirt.
My beautiful brick boy.
That's actually just a body scan of Adam Driver. That's not even a Lego minifig.
Perfectly square as he's destined to be the love of my life, Kylo Ren. Beautiful blocky boy.
Love to see a Phasma. This is going to be great. It's going to be great. And I love that because it's the full saga, it's like you can play as every Obi-Wan.
Y'all,
name an Obi-Wan. He's in there.
Pick an Obi-Wan. Any Obi-Wan.
Yeah, and that's basically, I mean...
Honestly, there was so much.
There were so many things. I think those are pretty much the highlights for me. There was a bunch of other stuff. You should definitely...
This was kind of cute.
Outbound Ghost, yeah. You should definitely check it out. There's a lot of great stuff that was released during this showcase. But this is basically, if you don't like the way Nintendo is handling Paper Mario, perhaps you will like the Outbound Ghost.
I feel like Paper Mario has still been pretty good.
I don't know. The last few Paper Marios have been a little...
They've been fun.
They've been fine.
They've been fun.
They put the fine in fun. They put the perfectly fine into fun.
It's no 1,000-year door.
No!
But nothing's ever going to be.
Look, the amount of constraints they put on the storytelling in the Paper Mario games, and the amount of the amount of mechanics they've tried to shoehorn in to keep it new.
I can definitely agree with that. There's like so many fucking games.
There's
in
so
this.
many. Immortality was the new one from Sam Barlow, so that's a new like FMV. This is about a television star that disappears, and you've got to find clues as to why she disappeared.
I'm gonna stream that.
Yeah, it's good. There's a lot of good stuff, but we do want to. There is tons and tons. While we're talking about all these asymmetrical ghost games, let's talk about Ghostbusters: Spirit Unleashed.
Okay.
This is a new Ghostbusters game, asynchronous 4v1 shooter. So 4 Ghostbusters, 1 ghost, and there are so many friends of the show involved with this game.
Really?
Yeah, this is a new game by Ilphonic, and it is written by James and Elise Willems. And 2 of the characters confirmed, Greg Miller and Rahul Kohli.
Wow.
All friends of the show.
This looks super cute and fun.
Ernie Hudson and Dan Aykroyd are both in it.
It is very interesting to see these like multiple ghost hunting games announced on the same day. Obviously, you have the nostalgia and the connection of Ghostbusters. But man, I don't know.
There's something about like all of these games are very much like, everybody wants to be something different. Like everybody has their different idea of like who ghost hunters are. But for so many people, games like Phasmophobia are, I want to be the Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
And
they really did it. For me, I want to be Luigi and Luigi's bitch.
I want to be a Ouija. 4 Ghostbusters, 1 Ghosty, all the Willems.
Very fun.
All of our friends. And man, it's so rad that James and Elise are writing this because they are such huge Ghostbusters fans, and they are also just such funny people.
It's so interesting that in this game as well, you've got a little bit of that, like you can go into objects and haunt them. Yeah,
I love that you go into the Tobin Spirit Guide.
Fascinating.
It's fun.
This looks great. Also, continuing down in the showcase, we also got Lego Bricktales.
Yeah, so this trailer, people have been going nuts over this morning, and I'll tell you what.
Of course they have.
Freaking good. So this is the bridge constructor team. This is Clockstone. So this has a lot of the standard stuff that you're going to see in a Lego game.
Prettier.
It's so pretty. Do you remember that Lego just straight up building and rotating?
Yeah.
For RTX that they came out with?
Mm-hmm.
This takes a lot of that engine, takes a lot of the humor of a Lego game.
Yeah.
And a lot of the adventure style stuff of a Lego game. But then when you get to building,
you get to Lego build.
It's not like the classic Lego games where you just hold down a button and watch them build once you have the pieces. This is, you are solving the puzzle of building the machine you need to get to the next part of the game.
And there's not one defined, it all clicks into place and now it works. There are a bunch of different ways in which it works better or worse, depending on how you built it.
It's amazing.
That's so fucking cool.
I'm gonna lose my shit over this game.
Absolutely same. This looks absolutely phenomenal.
Because here's what's what.
Tell me what's what.
I'm gonna tell you all what's what. I don't have room for Legos.
No.
I simply don't. I don't have room for a lot of assembled Lego sets. But what I want...
That's always the problem is, what do you do with it once it's built?
Once it's built. I've got my Razor Crest up. Unfortunately, the Ecto 1 that we built, I just have in a drawer because I don't know where to put it right now.
Fair.
But like... And I keep looking and seeing all of these other big Lego sets that I want. And it's like, man, I can't buy those. They're spendy and they take up space.
That is 2 things that Legos do. So this game might scratch that itch in a way that makes me not need to buy physical sets.
Did they give us any sort of timeline on that? Let me see.
On the Lego game, let's see.
Lego Bricktales will be out this year.
That's all we got.
And that's what we got.
All right. That was the case for most of these games. We did not get release dates for the most part, but most of them did say coming this year.
Yeah.
And it's March, so that means it's soon.
In other big news, Fortnite recently.
Yes.
Removed building mode for old people like me.
They made a game mode in which that was not included.
They took out the building. because how am I supposed to shoot and build at the same time while laughing at the fact that Ryu has a chain gun? I can't do all three.
It's impossible. The few times that I've jumped in and played, I've just been like, you guys build. I'm just here.
Every team, you can't have a good squad without a good builder, and here's the problem. Can't do it.
I don't have the skills for it.
I'm too old. I'm too close to death. When I grew up, you had a building game and you had a shooting game, and they were not allowed to kiss.
No, they didn't mix.
You could not let them kiss, the shoots and the builds. But apparently, this no building mode is going to be made permanent. Building is going to be the way they've gotten around it is you get like an overshield that you can pop a shield instead of building, which is what you use building for anyway. So they kind of took it all down to one button, which I like.
So this comes from data miners that found within Epic's code that a no builds LTM that will be available 8 days after the supposed solo no build battle royale is going away. And then in addition to there currently being a solo, there will be duos, trios, and squad as well for a no build mode.
So
this was just a little test for him.
Yeah, it's just a permanent no build mode. Now, once again, building is not going away entirely.
Yep.
You can still play it the way you want to, and it will remain to be seen how that works for competitive Fortnite and how the Fortnite community feels about it. But I would imagine what we're going to get is we're going to get tournaments that include building and tournaments that don't.
Yeah, so they saw separate no build modes, which they don't currently have. And then they also saw that within the code, they have changed the loading screen tips to say in modes with building enabled.
Mm-hmm.
So it does seem like a longer term plan, and I think that's great.
Yeah, I love it, because now I can give Superman 2 Glocks and not worry about whether he has to build a fence. If you're facing off against Superman with 2 Glocks, he probably doesn't need to build a fence to protect himself from you. That's all I'm saying. And yet.
In huge games news, CD Projekt Red announced The Witcher 4. There were a couple of big parts of this.
Now, to me, the biggest part of this announcement is Unreal 5.
Yes, so they said that they're entering into a multi-year deal with Epic Games. This also could tell you something about where the game will be available. And they're going to be building it on Unreal 5 instead of their own internal system.
So this is fascinating because the Red Engine has been at the core of all of their games since, I believe, The Witcher 2. And that's a huge deal. It's also why all of their games take so much work and are so freaking buggy and are killing their employees.
Yeah.
And can I tell you something? There's nothing that I see in The Witcher or in The Witcher 3 or even in Cyberpunk
that you couldn't have from Unreal.
That you couldn't get in Unreal.
The way I also see this, in addition to like, oh, maybe it's just going to be more functional for them internally, I also see them being like, it can't be like Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
This is them being like, we do good Witchers, but we know you associate us with Cyberpunk now. It's not going to be anything like Cyberpunk. We promise. You love an Unreal game.
Yeah. So the other thing this is going to help out with is porting, right?
Yeah,
every time they have to port the Red Engine to new platforms, like we saw how long it took them to get the next gen updates out for Cyberpunk. We saw how long it took them to get the PC builds up to spec and all this stuff. Because they're using Unreal, they're going to have a much easier time porting to multiple platforms, which I think is going to be huge. This sounds like a real boon for the employees, assuming they don't also use this as an excuse to downsize, which they might. They might.
Yeah. At least on Twitter, they said they're not planning on making it an Epic exclusive. Yes, I don't see it being an Epic exclusive because I absolutely see it being on console, but I could see it not being on Steam and being on Epic.
Yeah, I mean, just because you're using Unreal doesn't mean you need to have any dealings with the Epic Game Store. There are tons of games that are built on Unreal.
No, specifically they said they're entering into a multi-year partnership with Epic directly. So,
right, but to use the Unreal 5 engine. They haven't announced anything else about that partnership.
In the way that it's phrased, it did seem like it was a larger partnership.
Yeah, but they haven't said anything. All we know right now is that they're using the Unreal 5 engine. Tons of games use Unreal and are not under any sort of any sort of deal where they only sell on the Epic Store or they're only on certain platforms, the Unreal Engine got as big as it is because it's an engine you can use for anything.
Right.
Like, the reason they started the Epic Store is because they were like, shit, so many people are using the Unreal Engine, we should probably have a store.
Yeah.
And then, Jesse PB in the live studio audience says, could just be a support contract. That
Absolutely
happens with a lot of studios as well.
Okay, so let's talk about the actual announcement. This is what we got for The Witcher 4. It just says, The Witcher, a new saga begins, and then obviously that is not Geralt symboled. Now, it's not quite Cyrilla's either, which is very interesting. A lot of speculation is that this is a Ciri game. This could be an evolved version or like a later on version of like essentially Ciri's animal symbol or medallion.
Now, they're saying it looks like a lynx. They're saying it implies School of the Lynx.
Right.
Which would be entirely new.
Yes.
Geralt is wolf, right?
Yes.
Who's everybody else?
Hers is a cat of some kind, but it's not a lynx.
Yeah, it's just straight up cat, I think.
Let
me see. It says here, other schools.
Yeah, cat.
Cat, griffin, bear, viper, manticore, and crane.
So this is very interesting. It also says a new saga begins, which makes me think like that isn't how I would phrase it if it was a Ciri story, because The Witcher has already been, to some extent, Ciri stories. I would love a fully focused Ciri story.
That'd be great.
But
it really feels like that's what they've been working towards.
I know. So I'm surprised. So it doesn't say that you can choose a school, Ronan. Those are just the other schools that we know of in the Witcherverse.
Yeah.
I would love it to be a full Ciri story. I would love it to be something where you could choose what school. I think that would be fucking cool.
Yeah.
I think that would be absolutely rad, and that this early teaser is just like, hey, there's other schools, and maybe that's all they're implying.
I think what we get is probably brand new characters, older Ciri showing up.
Interesting.
I think that's probably what we get. I would love to see it be a Ciri forward game, but I don't know that CD Projekt Red is going to give us that.
No?
No. I think you're right. With this teaser to me implies whole new characters, whole new thing.
It does. From a logical perspective, if you asked me what the next Witcher game was going to be, I would say absolutely a Ciri game. Like before this, I would have said definitively it must be a Ciri game. One, we've Geralted.
We've Geralted so hard.
We've been there, we've Geralted.
If you want more Geralt, there is Henry Cavill perfectly happy to give you more Geralt.
Right. The other thing, in addition to that, is with the attention that the Geralt storyline has gotten and that Ciri's storyline has gotten from the television series as well, and a lot of people that weren't necessarily Witcher fans are like, oh, but I know now who these people are.
Yeah.
I wouldn't think they would move into a new set of characters considering the things they're supporting right now. The game support shows support game.
The counterpoint being, if they don't use those characters in the games anymore, they don't have to worry about 2 continuities or 3 continuities or whatever. And I think, and so maybe they're just like, okay, we've got those characters, they're making money, we can bring them back whenever we want. Let's introduce something new for games that could potentially build us more TV shows or comic books or whatever.
Entirely possible.
You know? But it'll be interesting to see. Are you super excited? I mean, they basically just said they're working on it.
Yeah, I'm still very excited. That's enough for me. As a big Witcher fan, I'm all in. I just assume it's going to be good. I know that a lot of people lost trust in CD Projekt Red for Cyberpunk, and that's perfectly fair. But as we suspected at the time, as soon as they said Witcher, I forgot all about Cyberpunk.
Whoops, they were right. I will say this, though. Jason Slama, who is the director of this new Witcher, did say that, hey, I'm not going to allow crunch under my watch. I don't want staff to work under the same conditions they did with Cyberpunk 2077. I want to make sure that we're doing this the right way. Now, so far, those are pretty words, and we'll see what happens.
Christensen in the live studio audience said, I am not very excited now. I wanted to play as Geralt. Boy, do I have the 3 games for you.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that's something that people are going to say. For a lot of people, The Witcher is Geralt, and it's like, for those people, it's going to be weird to transition to another character, but you have to allow a series to grow and change.
Yeah, they can't just keep making Geralt games. It's The Witcher, and Geralt is not the only Witcher.
They should have just called it A Witcher.
Whoever your Witcher is The Witcher.
Here he is, A Witcher.
Ciri is the Witcher when we're talking about Ciri, and we're talking about that Witcher.
Cubanono says, give me that old man Geralt NPC. That's what I like too. I like the idea of we have seen everything that we're going to see from Geralt in terms of like drama and character arc, and now he gets to be old Ben Kenobi. You know what I mean?
Right. Also, as Alonzo said, after all of the expansions and DLC of The Witcher 3, like that story is done.
Yo, have you ever seen the map on The Witcher 3? Geralt's done enough. There were so many things on that map.
To the extreme said, the singular Witcher, Geralt 3, Wild Hunt.
Ace, the one and only true Witcher. I wonder if you might be able to make your own Witcher. I would love that.
There was a bunch of speculation about that and hope for it in the chat. I would also love to see that, especially like, look, if we're setting it up, right?
Yeah.
I want to take everybody's fan theories from the chat. I want to take Ronin's, you could choose a school. Yeah. Right? You could choose a school, you can build your own Witcher, and then you get like to go through the process of being like trained and converted and shit. And
I think we know from Cyberpunk 2077 that they're very good at making character creators.
Maybe my dick could be on the outside of my pants.
Yeah, you could have that Witcher dick hanging. You want to hang Witcher dick? This is the game for you.
Perfect.
It's coming. Witcher 4 is coming. But hey, do you know what dropped that I thought we weren't going to see until, you remember I said November of this year.
Oh yeah.
I said November of this year. It's already out.
Never doubt this community.
I can't believe I number one apologize. The Zelda Ocarina of Time PC port is out now.
I'm very excited to play it because I haven't played Ocarina of Time since I was a kid.
Oh my gosh. So if you have not been paying attention or you've forgotten what we covered before, basically the same way people took Mario 64 and decompiled it and reverse engineered it, this is a team that's done the same thing for the N64. I believe this works on the GameCube ROM from the Master Quest. You don't have to play the actual Master Quest, but it's from the Master Collection. And I believe it is the GameCube version of Ocarina of Time. And it plays in HD with keyboard support, widescreen options, basically get fucked Nintendo expansion pass. How dare you? How dare you when you could have done this easier and faster than these people did? This is absolutely huge. It's on a Discord server for Harbor Masters. If you look it up, you can find it very easily. Now, as with the Mario 64 version, you need your own legally sourced ROM of Zelda Ocarina of Time for the GameCube that you own from your GameCube disc that you own, that you bought, and you own it. And then you take that ROM and you plug it into a program that then compiles you a lovely PC executable, and thus Harbor Masters are not doing anything illegal. They're simply allowing you to use the product that you own. They say that they want to add a bunch of other great stuff. Now, we messed around with the Mario 64 port, and I feel like we should again. Yeah. Because it's come a long way.
It was a lot of fun. We co-opted.
There was co-op. There was 60 frame per second mode. There was ray tracing. We got the most beautiful lighting effects off of Mario 64. Harbor Masters wants to release the same sort of stuff. 60 FPS. They want to do twin stick camera controls. So huge for Ocarina. HD models and audio. They want to do complete audio packs and model packs. They also want to add text-to-speech for characters. So they'll assign a text-to-speech voice to characters, and you could get voice acting in Ocarina of Time.
Which, might be huge for accessibility, depending on how it's done.
Yeah, and it may a lot of people might just prefer that. They might just want it voice acted. You could give Zelda the same weird British dinner theater accent she has in Breath of the Wild.
I want the voices like the Philips CDI games.
Yeah. Hey, it's me, Link.
Yeah, from like the little cutscenes at the beginning.
Link, it's me, the Great Deku Tree. I'm dying on the inside.
Perfect. No.
With the weird Russian animations.
Incredible.
I'm probably going to play this.
Excuse me.
I am probably going to play this on my channel within the next day or two if you can pull me away from Tunic, which is tough. Oh, it's so good. Have you played yet?
I haven't played yet.
Oh, you're gonna lose your damn mind.
Well, when we talk at the end, I'll tell you guys why I haven't fucking played yet and what I've been doing.
Next up, let's talk about Final Fantasy Stranger of Paradise.
Oh my god, let's talk about this because this is fascinating.
Now, the demo dropped, as you all know, last week. I installed it. Can I tell you something? Last week when we skipped an episode, I had installed the demo and I was gonna try to force myself to play it a little bit so we could talk about it the day after. And then we were like, well, I don't think we can do an episode tomorrow. And I was like, oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. I don't want to play this.
Play Final Fantasy.
I don't want to play Strangers of Paradise. I don't want to do it.
Now, Strangers of Paradise is already a very strange Final Fantasy game. I knew it was going to be from all the things we've seen about it. But the performance on PC is what we're talking about today. It is going poorly. The frame rates are rough. So players are trying to figure out various mods that they can do for the game to try and make it run better. They're like, you won't fix your game? I'll fix your fucking game.
We're talking about 15 frames per second for some people. This is wild. The Minister, who's a character, I don't know who the character is. I'm not playing it. Drops a 3090 to 25 FPS because of the fur on his coat.
So it became very, very clear to modders that a hair texture in particular was dropping their frame rate. The game could not handle hair texture. So what they've done is they've put out a mod for the game to make everybody bald and remove all hair textures.
That's the fix for right now.
The fix for right now is having no hair.
That's so wild.
There's the video of it. I knew I linked it in here somewhere. So this is the variation of the game, which look
at how wide that headband is. There's supposed to be so much hair there.
Look at everybody being bald.
It's so weird to see the painted on skulls that you have to do for Unreal for hair. What?
But it runs so much better if they're bald.
I mean, generic dude, just looks like even more generic dude.
Tom Biden said wig snatched.
Wig snatched. I mean, that guy doesn't look, honestly,
same.
Doesn't look any different.
You could have showed that to me and I would not have remembered. Final Fantasy fucking Prison Break.
Oh my God.
Is so funny.
He does. He looks like Wentworth. He looks like Wentworth. He looks like your favorite friend.
My favorite boy.
He looks like every circa 2007 era video game protagonist. Do you remember
100%.
when every video game protagonist was a dude with a buzz cut?
Dude, I love how one of the characters still has a couple of strings of hair in the back for some reason.
Yeah, it's separate than the regular hair.
Oh my God.
Now, people were diving into the wheres and whys of all this. And Strangers of Paradise apparently has a lot of stuff because their models are the worst optimized models this person has ever seen, including 30 megabytes of geometry for this bat.
Incredible.
This bat takes up 30 megabytes of geometry and therefore RAM.
This bat takes up 30 bytes of geometry, you know what I mean?
Listen, I said it all the time. People are like, how big is Saige? I'm like 30 megabytes, and that's all you need to know. Literally, models should be kilobytes. This should not be. And yet, that is one 30 megabyte bat. And so and now you can see as they add the hair back, the frame rates have dropped to 25.
Yeah.
Whereas it was running at 60 before they put the hair on.
So then you can have a quarter inch of more hair. And
can I tell you something? That hair doesn't look great. That's not amazing video game hair by this gen standards. I'm thinking of your Aloys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And what we're getting is Unreal 4, late PlayStation 3.
Rough
stuff.
Rough stuff, bud. And that was on minimum and no shadows. And some of it...
That was minimum and no shadows?
But wait, read this for me, Anthony.
This elf, even on minimum no shadows, drops my FPS to 8. 8! That's not enough frames. Woof. I mean, now listen. This is, of course, the demo. As we know, Square does not optimize. Well, Square does not optimize, period. But they certainly don't optimize before release.
Right.
You know? So 8 frames a second. That's like if I put a nickel into an old-timey machine and like did a crank and it was 8 frames per second, I'd ask for my nickel back in 1905.
Yeah, you would.
And I ask for my nickel back now in 2022. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Gran Turismo 7. It's a scam. It's an MLM. Gran Turismo 7 is a multi-level marketing scheme.
That would explain so much.
As you know, in-game car prices
so fucking high.
So listen, the rent and the in-game car prices are just too damn high.
Too damn high.
They're just too damn high. We're talking about cars that will cost you $120 that used to cost you like $5 to $7 in the previous Gran Turismo games. And people are absolutely livid. And so they created their own way to fight back because, Saige, not only were those cars expensive, they released an update that made the cars more expensive.
Woo!
They were like, it was only like $75 for some of these cars before. We should probably bump that up.
This update is called inflation.
That's what it's called. They're like, this is just the real world market. You should see what a video card costs in Gran Turismo 7.
$1 million.
1 million billion credits. So people are, of course, angry, and they decided to fight back. They created a script, an exploit that will generate 15 million credits a day. You leave Gran Turismo 7 playing. This script takes care of everything. You come back. You have enough credits to buy a half a latte in Gran Turismo. You can put something in the cup holder of your car.
Wow.
You can't buy a car, but you can put something in your cup holder. No, it's $120 real life currency. The game is prices these cars at millions of credits. Millions of credits. So anyway, they released this script. It's compatible with Windows machines running the PlayStation Remote Play app. This is such a clever way to do this.
Yep.
It repeatedly enters inputs into the game, and it just runs laps of the same track over and over and just grinds credits for you.
I hate that you guys had to do this.
It was wild. So
what a time it was.
What a time it was. And so the GT7 team has released a blog post basically apologizing for GT7. The Gran Turismo 17 says, we're sorry for Gran Turismo 7. We're sorry we did a Gran Turismo 7 to you. Look at the size of that bat. I can't even see the new story behind it. What is that, a 30 megabyte bat?
Yeah.
So they basically say, thank you for your continued support. By the way, this is not my voice cracking. This is a creative decision I've made. This is how the Gran Turismo 7 team sounds. We're like, thank you so much for your continued support and feedback on Gran Turismo 7. Your voices have not gone unheard. Just marketing right out of the gate. I want to apologize for the frustration and confusion caused last week with our patch updates that resulted in not only a server outage, by the way, the servers were down for 30 hours.
Incredible.
And when they came back up, everything was more expensive.
Of course it was.
But also adjustments to the in-game economy, which were made without a clear explanation. Now, they're not saying those changes were bad or wrong. They're saying, we deserve to tell you why we're charging you an insane amount of money for these cars.
Yes.
I do also want to say, I want a devil's advocate here just for a moment.
I don't like that phrase.
And say, you don't have to pay money. You can grind out these credits. You can earn the credits.
Which they are continually making harder and harder to do by lowering the value of your actions.
Exactly. But I do want to let people know that buying is not the only way to get these. You can also leave a script running your computer for 60 hours. There are options. We know that this is not the Gran Turismo experience you expect, and we will be making a goodwill gesture in the form of a non-paid credit pack of 1 million credits. Now, some of these cars are 5 and 10 million credits. So, if I was sitting across the table from you right now, I would say, why are you lowballing me? Anyway, you will see this hit your account shortly. The patch was deployed to rectify an issue with inconsistent reward payouts, but to reestablish the intended equilibrium and provide more accurate rewards based on time investment and completion, it was necessary to recalculate the reward system as a whole. We heard you saying that we were not giving you enough credits, and we looked at the math, and it actually turns out that we were giving you more credits than we wanted to.
And then they gave you a little payout as a settlement. They gave everybody who was playing a little settlement.
Do you know when you get one of those checks in the mail for 73 cents, and it's like, you were
company
part of,
I worked for when I was 18 got sued. Yeah.
It's like, here's your settlement for the class action lawsuit, and you look and you're like, 18 cents, and then you look at the camera, wherever you think the camera might be, and you go, so this is why companies just keep consolidating more and more power.
And I never deposit it.
No, I keep them all up on my refrigerator. like little badges of honor for justice. Oh, justice was done. Everybody got 18 cents. We did it justice.
We did it, everyone.
By the way, did you hear about the Beezy's ex?
No.
Giving away $12 billion so far.
We love to hear it.
So she of course, because she supported the Beezy as he was running his internet bookshop that was making no money at the time, she got half of the money.
Yep, makes sense.
Now, she had something like $33 billion.
And she divorced that tiny supervillain. Which,
by the way, he's made more money over the pandemic than he did basically the rest of his entire life. So she took that $33 billion. So far, she's given away $12 billion. And because of the way the world works, she has $55 billion. So when all of these billionaires tell you that they simply cannot pay their people or pay their taxes, and it's unfair because it would take away their money, they are lying, and we all know they're lying.
Wealth creates more wealth.
Just she keeps giving it away, and there's more. It's like a curse. It's like a witch. It's like a witch rubbed her face and went, money. And she's like, oh God, I can't get rid of it.
She can't get rid of it fast enough.
Anyway, Gran Turismo cars cost like $50.
Another huge company news. It's time to do a little bit of business.
Oh, let me put on my Japanese schoolgirl shirt.
Can't see the business now.
I can't either. I think your glasses are broken because they're not working for me.
Okay, I have them back. I gotta be able to see the business. All right, everybody. Let's talk about hacks.
Oh shit.
Microsoft, Nvidia, and Ubisoft were all hacked recently. They've been speaking of a mastermind behind it. They've been trying to figure out who could have done such a thing. And after some arrests were made, it came to be that it would appear the mastermind behind this attack was a 16-year-old living at their mother's house.
I have a file photo of the 16-year-old. There they are. There they are. Thanks, Wired, for ruining my gag. Those are the teenagers. They screamed, hack the planet, and then disappeared on their rollerblades to go double their RAM.
Incredible. So it would appear that this was put together by 7 UK teens, which have all been arrested as of right now. Only
one of them's from the UK. The other 3 are American.
Are they?
Yeah, look at the picture.
Oh, God damn it, Anthony.
Now, you might not think so because Johnny Lee Miller has such a good American accent.
7 UK teens. So according to reports from the BBC, the kid who goes by White or Breach Base online has been doxxed on a hacking site for a supposed conflict of interest with business partners, which we don't support doxing. The kid had allegedly been swimming in 300 Bitcoin of extortion money. As his father's concern began to grow, the family had been trying to keep him away from his PC with little success. The boy's father told BBC, "We're going to try and stop him from going on computers." Never could have seen what he was getting himself into. I had never heard of any of this until recently. He's never talked about any hacking, but he's very good on computers and spends a lot of time on the computer. I always thought he was playing games. The teen was arrested by the City of London police, and the group is between 16 and 21. They are also supposedly the same group that released 190 gigabytes of sensitive Samsung data a while back. And then they also threatened Nvidia with hash rate limiting bypasses after the initial ransomware attack.
That's amazing.
So currently the teens are under investigation, but damn, that's a big fucking hack.
That's a huge fucking hack.
From a bunch of teenagers. I just want to know what happens, you know what I mean? They said that the group, which is running a large-scale social engineering and extortion campaign against multiple organizations, has been, in part, so successful because they've been able to enlist insiders at victimized companies in order to assist in their attacks.
I have a picture of Ubisoft's head of security. He rode in on a tiny scooter in a trench coat.
It is also claimed that members of the group have been using the compromised employee information to log into company Zoom calls and taunt employees.
I love that. I love it so much.
Oh my God.
The Ubisoft,
the people who were trying to clean up the hack.
The Ubisoft security guy was like, "Hey, I told you all that the 4 most common passwords are love, sex, secret, and God. So, does one of you want to change your password?"
Don't say anything if you are. Just go do it.
I love this.
This is fucking wild.
Hack the fucking planet.
Hack the fucking planet. And now let's talk about a piece of business news that we don't love in any way.
Babe, wake up. Hot new Activision lawsuit just dropped.
Unfortunately, there's always another one. Now, I will say, fortunate that we are in the pursuit of justice for the people who have been victimized by Activision and Blizzard. And
18 cents for everyone.
Unfortunate that they have to do so.
These are additional sexual harassment. This is an additional sexual harassment suit on top of the other sexual harassment suits that have already been leveled. This one is 25 new defendants.
Correct.
25 new victims of harassment within Activision Blizzard just came forward. They believe this is linked to one of these defendants is probably a defendant who was at the December 8th press conference. If you remember that, they held a press conference out front of Blizzard HQ, and some of the victims spoke.
So they say that this is for 3 former Blizzard employees and 2 current ones that are being named within the lawsuit as abusers within the company about sexual harassment. And it is fucking bad.
Now, many of the allegations in this lawsuit involve one person whose name is Mark Skorupa, former Blizzard staffer. He is
and current Microsoft employee.
Currently a Microsoft employee. So remember, when corporations say like, "Oh, well, we bought them,
we're gonna make it better.
We're gonna fix them. We bought them, and we're gonna fix it." We told you, Uncle Phil. It's not that easy, Uncle Phil.
And he knew that.
He knew that. He just knew that he was getting a fire sale on Overwatch.
Yup.
And so he bought the company. But this is a mess. And now it's under his roof. There's just a litany of complaints. One of these defendants, the main defendant that's listed, was an administrative assistant to Mark Skorupa, who apparently was just disgusting towards her. Like,
made sexual comments and advancements, putting his hands on her lap during her lunch on the first day she was there, giving her long and welcome hugs. She
attempted to show a pattern of this to HR. HR dismissed her multiple complaints, saying that it was just her leadership being nice and trying to be friends with her. HR asked Miss Doe to keep all of her issues, concerns, recordings, or emails to herself because they could be very damaging to Activision Blizzard. Once again, human resources is there to treat humans like resources.
To protect the company.
You are a company resource, and they want to make sure that the company resources are all in line and working towards, to use a Warcraft thing, they just want to make sure that you're farming all of your little materials and building your little jobs done. Like, that's all they want. That's all they want from you. Keep your mouth shut. Do your job. HR is not there to protect you.
A lot of people are jumping in to be like, hold on. This is not a Microsoft issue because the deal hasn't gone through. Hey, if you're in the process of buying the company that literally can't go another month without another sexual harassment claim, it is already a Microsoft issue.
You could very well make a condition of this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, we cannot buy this company unless this is cleaned up.
When Phil Spencer is already saying, oh, don't worry, we can fix that. We got it. It'll be fine once we own it. It is now his problem. If you're going to make statements on the state of the company that you were acquiring, then you better have a fucking plan. Just because it has not gone through does not make this not a Microsoft issue. Additionally, also, this man who's being named in this lawsuit is a current Microsoft employee.
Yeah, they took him before they took him before they took the rest of the company. Blade of Creation was like, you need more Vespine gas? You are the Vespine gas. That is exactly it.
Yep.
So it may not legally be a Microsoft issue yet. That doesn't mean it's not a Microsoft issue.
Right. It is definitely morally a Microsoft issue.
So, I mean, look,
Maxter, I couldn't agree more. If your partner is doing bad shit, it reflects on you in any capacity.
Microsoft is, of course, buying Activision for $70 billion. So before you drop $70 billion on a fucking house, you better make sure the walls aren't rotten. We got a first look at Stranger Things season 4.
Okay, that's a big jump.
It's a big jump.
All right, it's a big energy jump. Okay, all right, we're coming out.
We're coming out of it. How you feel about it?
I'm into it. Now, I haven't watched season 3, which is very interesting. So looking at season 4, I'm like, yeah, seems cool. God, that haircut is so fucking wild.
It's so, man, these kids have to spend such a chunk of their lives with weird 80s haircuts, and I love it.
What's this kid's name? I can't remember.
That's Mike.
That one's Mike?
No, that's Will.
Other one's. Far
that's
right's
Will.
Mike. Yeah, that's Will.
That's Will Byers.
Will's haircut.
Will's
phenomenal.
The fucking bowl cut on Will.
Millie's rocking the
full mullet.
The full mullet. The fullet. How do you feel about it? You're caught up on Stranger Things, right?
Yeah, I am. I love this. They say they're leaning much more into traditional horror this time, which I think
as they get a little bit older, that makes sense.
Yeah, and also like it's cool to see them doing things that are unrelated to Secret Lab. You know what I mean? We've done Secret Lab.
Mm-hmm.
But in a world where Secret Lab exists,
Horrors
surely,
exist.
Yeah, there could be other things. And so I like that they're branching out into that. They tried it a little bit in season 3 to branch out into some other stuff with mixed reviews by some people, but I really enjoyed it. So this is going to be 6 months after season 3 and the Battle of the Starcourt Mall. And the group is, of course, separated. We've talked about that before, how half of them are in a haunted house in California. Half of them are still in Hawkins, and then Winona Ryder went to go collect her mans She went to Russia to find her mans.
Okay, no spoilers. I know I'm very behind, but that's all I want to know. It's on me, and I am asking for special treatment, even though I waited so long. I want to catch up before this new season starts.
So they're all split up, and this is very interesting because splitting the group was something that also split the audience last time.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted everybody to be in the same room the whole time.
I do feel like they're following this like fun D&D trope though.
Yeah, it's
which like is a very foundational thing for Stranger Things.
And I like it too because like the older it's fun to watch Steve hang out with the younger kids, but it's also like Steve can have some friends his own age.
Yeah.
There can be older kids doing this.
Yeah.
You know?
I think that's perfectly fair.
I'm excited for it. I of course
remind me of release date?
July 1st. Okay. No, sorry. May 27th and then July 1st. I do not currently have a Netflix subscription because of how Netflix is.
Yes. I have access to a Netflix subscription. I don't have one either. We canceled.
Yeah. I don't is Robin going to be in this season? Yeah, there are pictures of Steve and Robin hanging out.
Mm-hmm.
Which is lovely. Because Robin was one of my favorites as well.
We have a viewer submitted story with it while we were in business. We didn't get to.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Netflix went up to like $20 a month. Eat shit, Netflix.
It did definitely get more expensive. Let me take a look really quick so I can properly credit who put this in here. Flatlander, thank you for suggesting this story. Let me just show you the headline because
if you're being cited by Vladimir Putin as a source, you done fucked up.
Now, I'd like to remind you all, a big fuck you to Vladimir Putin and a big fuck you to J.K. Rowling, but in that order.
Yeah. They're different. There's different levels. We're not equating one to the other, but I'll tell you what.
Fuck you to both.
Fuck you to both.
All day, every day.
Wow. I live
shit.
under the stairs and I just want to go be a TERF with everyone else.
I just can't imagine this little man, this little balding, Photoshop me shirtless horseback to impress my citizens, piss-ass little man. Okay?
A man who exists simply for Beck Bennett to look hilarious with his shirt off.
Right. Getting on while he's in the middle of throwing a fucking temper tantrum war and attempt at genocide. This man getting out there and being like, cancel culture, everybody.
The problem is cancel culture. Is it? Or is the problem that you're firing missiles into an innocent country?
It's like
people want to cancel me just for this attempted fucking destruction of an entire nation.
Anthony, if I walked into your house and I set it on fire, and then I said, can you believe the gutters out front haven't been replaced by your landlord? How fucking shitty that is. Can you believe that? You're just like, what are you talking about? There's an active fucking fire surrounding us.
So yeah, but those gutters they don't look up to code.
And I'm not saying that's why I set the fire. I'm just looking at it going, those gutters really need an update. What are you talking about right now? And why are you talking at all? What the fuck?
Also, Putin, I need you to make entirely clear. Are they racists or are they leftists? Because it depends on the day for you.
Now, something I found so fascinating in this quote was regarding J.K. Rowling. He said the Harry Potter author was canceled just because she didn't satisfy the demands of gender rights. So you agree it's a right?
Oh, yeah. But Putin also agrees that he will tell you what rights you have a right to.
Right, so you agree it is my right.
Well, it's a right, and it is a right, and I'm going to keep it here in my desk drawer, and you cannot have it. It is a right, but you don't have a right to rights.
By definition, in what rights are. What the fuck is you saying?
Sorry, I can't hear you because I'm rich. And I want to fire a missile.
Dictator.
I want to fire a missile now.
And he said they are now trying to cancel our country. I'm talking about the progressive discrimination of everything to do with Russia. He went on to liken cancel culture to Nazis trying to burn books in the 1930s. That's awfully rich, Vladimir.
I was talking to a friend about this, and once again, we're not your news source for this. Go find a better news source.
Please
than
be
us.
reading real news.
But I told a friend this. The problem that we're running into right now is the end of living memory for certain events. There's a difference between living memory and historical memory. And the problem is when my grandparents are not around to show you the numbers on their forearms anymore, people begin to think of history as an academic thing that maybe did or didn't happen, and maybe didn't happen the way we've been told, and who knows what the details were, and
I mean, most likely the Holocaust did not happen in the way that you were told in school.
Yeah,
but
actually, it was much worse.
Significantly worse.
But the idea that, like, you can now compare that stuff one to one, and people are like, that does feel the same. It does feel like people are having rights taken away, and it's like, no. These are not the two. These two things are not the same. They should not feel anywhere remotely near the same to you.
Absolutely the fuck not. And hey, everybody, stop likening things to Nazis when there are still Nazis. Nazis is Nazis.
Peoples is peoples. Nazis is Nazis.
Cancel culture isn't real because these people just bubble back up to the motherfucking surface.
Hey,
we can't get rid of them.
It's very laughable to watch a literal dictator say he's been canceled. Like, there's
what
nothing.
What is this time we're living in?
Like, the fucking weaponization of the term cancel culture is so wild that a literal dictator who's invading another country right now and just murdering people is like, it's cancel culture. Why are they trying to cancel me
for starting a war?
Stop it.
Get fucked.
Stop it.
Get absolutely fucked. And I just want to know how J.K. Rowling woke up. The little fucking gremlin in her bed that she was that morning and opened up her phone, probably a fucking like BlackBerry, I don't know, and saw Vladimir Putin cited me.
But he's a bad guy. That doesn't make any sense. Why would he align with my... That's weird. It's weird that he would... Anyway, I'm still a good person.
And she crawled out of her little fucking cave.
with her head upside down and she's spider crawling.
Kicking puppies all the way down the hallway to her fucking kitchen.
I'm telling you, it's all that Mitchell and Webb, Are We the Baddies? It's Are We the Baddies all the way down.
And lastly, we did talk about Ghostbusters earlier. We have to talk about this because this is the most astounding thing I have heard when it comes to NFTs yet. And I mean that. And I'm talking not about the environmental impacts of it, not about some of the biggest fucking scams happening in the modern day. Bill Murray, the man who, for an extended period of time, refused to have a cell phone as cell phones came into popularity. Even as a business professional, you would have to call his landline and you would have to leave something on his voicemail.
He didn't have reps. You had to, if you wanted Bill Murray to be part of your project, you had to like send him a script or a videotape or something, and he had to look at it.
Correct.
And decide he wanted to do it.
People would leave things on his voicemail to try and get a hold of him on his landline. That is Bill Murray. Refused technology for the longest time. Here, in fact, is a photo of the kind of things you can expect from Bill Murray, right? That's his current cell phone.
Bill Murray has a BlackBerry right now.
Okay.
And it's an old BlackBerry and it looks like it's kind of busted up.
Bill Murray is doing NFTs.
With the fucking chive.
With the chive. What are these words?
Bill Murray and the site that still has like Babe of the Day in the year of our Lord 2022 is still doing an IGN Babeology in 2022. Are putting together NFTs. according to the Hollywood Reporter, they're taking his many musings and turning it into an NFT collection called Bill Murray Stories, with each token featuring a unique graphic of Murray, as well as a brief anecdote that the actor has either shared himself or verified for the project.
They're doing 1,000 pieces, and they're all supposed to be stories from his life.
So
I think it's 1,000 of them.
The reason,
is there less than that? I don't know.
I'll tell you how and here's how they sold this to Bill Murray, who has a broken BlackBerry.
They're calling it NFT at 1,000.
Basically, one of the heads of Chive Media asked Bill Murray what he thought about all these Bill Murray stories that we all hear and Bill Murray quotes that we all hear on the internet. And Bill said, "I like them just fine. I was even around for a couple of them." Basically, there are all these Bill Murray accounts that like attribute things to Bill Murray. And so they basically sold Bill Murray on this by saying, what if we could release just a collection of the actual Bill Murray stories verified by you?
That's called a book, you fuck.
Yeah, but write a book, Bill Murray. Have
someone write a book for you if you don't want to write a book.
He says that he struggled to... So Bill Murray actually says that he was trying to find the right moment and medium to share his stories. He said he never had the desire to film a documentary. He never had the desire to sit down and write an autobiography. So he likes this little bite-sized anecdote. They basically sold him on this without him knowing what it is.
Now, Maxter asks, is this elder abuse? Feels like it. Shake the whole studio over that. Also, I do appreciate Harry Horror Shows. The only Babe of the Day I care about is the 1995 children's classic on VHS.
That's and the one that we're talking about is, of course, Babe 2, Pig in the City.
Of course.
A perfect film, directed by George Miller, creator of Mad Max and Happy Feet.
Like, just dictate for a book. If you can tell the stories for 1,000 NFTs, my guy, you could have someone write it down for a book. That's the same thing. It could be a collection of short stories from Bill Murray. What the fuck makes you think that this is a medium at all, much less the only viable medium for your story? Money. That's what. It's fucking money.
The Hollywood Reporter notes that the tales range from professional topics, such as discussing roles he's turned down, etc., to philosophical. Does anybody else taste pennies? Philosophical Murrayisms, to his uncommon pastimes and quirks. One story in the collection will explain why Murray has spent the past 5 years sending text without the letter M. That's not a hilarious, like, hint at something.
His phone's just broken.
His phone's broken and he's old and he doesn't care. There's no hilarious Murrayism behind that. He's like, no, I don't want to replace it. I don't like sending texts and I don't want to replace it. That's not hilarious or Bill Murray-ish. That's just an old guy with a phone. Here's the thing. Certain people, I believe, in Hollywood and certain people throughout the world have a certain mystique that comes with not sharing much about themselves.
Sure.
I think we've sort of lost sight of that as everything has become, share. But you don't want to know about Bill Murray. You don't. He's honestly, in his youth, he was an asshole. In his 40s and 50s, he was an abusive husband and father. And now he's just kind of old and tired. You don't want to know about Bill Murray.
He's a mean old white guy.
He's a mean old man. Like, you don't want to learn about this. The Bill Murray you want is in movies and in little bite-sized interviews and all this stuff. You don't want to know about Bill Murray. Is one of his hilarious Murrayisms being shitty to Lucy Liu? Great question.
Can you buy that in an NFT?
Great question. Can you buy his fucking weird anti-Asian things that he said to Lucy Liu? He's a weird dude.
Stop putting old racists on a pedophile. On a pedestal. Sorry. But also, there's some creepy fucking comments that have been made.
He, it's like
creepy.
It's like Chevy
comments.
Chase. It's like how it was always rumored that Chevy Chase was kind of a bad dude, but it took Chevy Chase working with people 2 generations younger than him for us to find out how horrible it was. You don't just leave celebrities in their weird bubble. You don't want to know.
Look, He's not some special old guy. Unfortunately, he's just an old guy.
Yup. So there you go, Bill Murray NFTs.
Creepy fucking old guys doing bullshit. Get fucked.
It's creepy young guys convincing creepy old guys to do creepy shit.
What a terrible combination. What a terrible way that our generations
If
come
somebody
together.
from the Chive came to me with a business opportunity, I would simply say no.
So easy.
It's so easy to say no to the Babe of the Day website.
It's so easy to say no to the Chive.
The Hollywood Reporter, I know, listen, if you live in LA, you know at least 20 people who have said no to the Chive in various contexts.
Anthony, do you think we'd get sued if we made shirts that said say no to the Chive? But like in the style of a Dare t-shirt?
We would have to do that.
No logo.
No logo. Just say no to the Chive.
Chives are a thing?
Look, I would simply, if they came to me and they said, I have an amazing business opportunity for you, and I looked at their site, and their site was just scantily clad ladies, which, hey,
Bill Murray doesn't know how to look at a website.
we all love scantily clad ladies,
True.
but we don't love this icky first-gen internet, disgusting objectification fetishism thing.
We love scantily clad ladies in control of their image.
There you go. The Hollywood Reporter, and this is the problem. They're working with Bill Murray now. They have a lot of money. All of this is happening. And so the Hollywood Reporter calls them a viral photo sharing site.
Yeah, maybe in 2008.
A viral photo sharing site. Say more. What sort of viral photos are they sharing? This is a photography site that shares amazing images?
4chan, the viral photo sharing site.
You know, the viral photo sharing site.
All right, everybody. And that is where we leave you. Thank you so much to everybody who submitted stories for us to talk about today. We always want to talk about things that you want to hear. I like to say that this show is everything we cared about and one thing you don't. I don't know which one's which in any given day, but there's always one. So thank you for starting your morning with us. As always, we do the show every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So if it's your first time here, be sure to follow the channel. Join us and start your mornings with us when you can. I think it's a nice way to start.
Yeah. We want to go through and thank everybody. We made our goal today, by the way. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We exceeded that goal today. That is so appreciated. So very kind of you all. Thank you for making this show possible. We are coming up on the end of the month and we did it. That is our monthly ongoing goal. I am going to pull up everybody who supported us here today. But first, Anthony, when you're not here, where are you?
Just scrolling viral photo site The Chive to see where viral photos are hot on the internet. But also, you can find me everywhere online at Carboni, except for here on Twitch, where I'm at Anthony Carboni. Twitch, you cowards, it's mine. Give it back to me. I also have a science comedy podcast with Jeff Kanata called We Have Concerns. And tonight, well, I'll be right back here with you, Saige, and we'll be playing Dungeons and or Dragons together.
Wow.
Can you believe?
I can't.
7 p.m. For the Failed Save show. It's the Failed Save Variety Hour, sponsored by Ovaltine.
All correct. No notes.
No notes.
You can find me everywhere on the internet at Not Saige. I stream on my channel on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. You can also find me on this channel for a bunch of stuff, including our new show called Bane's Break. The Boros Saga Bane's Break airs every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Pacific. I beg of you not to spit on my belongings.
What?
We had a very, very exciting premiere on Tuesday. It went so well. We also have an Indiegogo campaign going that is linked right there in the chat to help support us making more of it. We're doing something that we're trying to just like elevate and move forward with tabletop and make our content cooler and better as we go. And you can help us do that. There are so many cool perks. There's like exclusive hangout parties. There are a bunch of like digital arts. There's a whole fucking book that goes along with it. And also the highest tier, which I don't think anyone's going to get, and I set it at a price for that reason, is I'll have to get a Bane's Break tattoo.
Dun, 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 dun.
So, you know, noted. I'm first in line. Technically, it's the cast gets it, but it's in order for each person that would redeem it, and I'm first in line.
What if the Bane's Break tattoo that you had to get was just Vince going like this? What if that was the Bane's Break tattoo?
It is unspecified what it has to be.
It's probably Vince going like this.
I'll get to pick out what the Bane's Break tattoo is, but I will get a whole ass Bane's Break tattoo. If y'all know me, you know I will not half-ass it, I promise. But
it's going to be on both cheeks. It's a huge tattoo of Vince's face.
Anyways, that's the main thing. Check that out. Nothing else matters right now except for failed save, Bane's Break, and this. Thank you to everybody who supported us during the show. There's a lot of ways that you can do so that aren't just monetary. You can join the Discord, hang out with the community. You can follow us on socials. You can just come back and watch the show because that's the main reason that we make it. You could even tell a friend because we would like more people to come and watch the show.
Yeah, and you know, here's the thing: for those of you who did support with money in the past, previously, whether you are already a subscriber or you've donated previously, all that stuff, we thank you so much. We still appreciate that. We appreciate you every day because look, here's the thing: you see this sugar breakfast money goal that we have? That's like most of the money that we make as human beings.
Yes.
So that's nice. And then, of course, your subscriptions, your Patreon memberships, all of that stuff goes to the network as a whole. So we can do things like paint triangles on a shed. That's not free. That's not free to do. So we do appreciate it, and we want to thank everybody who specifically supported us today, including Sutek's gift with the cheer, Broken Mike with the sub, an anonymous tip for $20. Thank you, secret benefactor. Harry Horror Show with the resub for 17 months with a 17-month streak saying, hack the planet, Harry. Little Brassy Atlas giving a gift sub. Thank you so much. 5 gift subs given out by OB098. Ronan Monkey tipping 3334 saying, nice ruined, but goal met. And Ronan, one of our lovely mods. You do not have to do this. You do so much for us already. Everybody, please thank the mods. Retro Kid 616 with the sub. Zaxxon 1234 with the sub, and that's a Prime sub, which means that little wannabe supervillain got $2.50 stolen from him. Thank you. Chillis 317, thank you for the resub. Lots of kittens for 12 months, saying a whole year of the raddest channel around. You're the best, Saige and Anthony. You're the best, lots of kittens. Thank you for your continued support. Kaylin Roar with the $200 tip, saying, have a good one, y'all. Yeah, we're going to have a great one. We just got $200.
That's how we broke that goal today.
That's how we did it.
That's. I was like, I thought we were further back from that. That makes sense now. Thank you.
54 Aqua Snakes with the donation. Thank you very much, saying needed a nice Friday number.
Nice.
Little Brassy Atlas with the resub for 11 months. Chaotic Groovy with the resub with Prime. Stealing the money for 12 months. Retro 1123 with the Prime sub. Loving all these Prime subs. Take his money. Martinis for 2 at 6 with the cheer. Thank you. Neum Birch with the sub. Scott Davis with the sub for 15 months, saying good morning. Good morning. Reaper Lightnings with the 2 months, saying 2 months. Love it here. Thank you very much. We love it here, too.
We love having you here. All right, everybody, take care of yourselves. Have a wonderful rest of your day. I hope that we will see you on Monday. And if you are a Patreon supporter, we will have an extra clip for you very, very soon.
This just in. Thank you to Ghost Noct and Skywalker 9982. Have a good one, BBs.
Bye, friends.